Hey, how's everybody doing? This is Alexander Investment Insights. This is going to be a video on how to find trades in bearish ranges. And I'm going to teach you that on Microsoft stock. I'm going to go back to from November 2021 all the way through October 2022 when we were bearish. So let's go and zoom in what was happening during this time and how we knew when price was going to reverse, and then once price reversed, how we traded it into a bearish range, right? So here around December 2021, right? Um, we were bearish, we were bullish up until around here. And I'll tell you how we knew that this is when we started turning bearish. This movement right here is when we started turning bearish for this entire range all the way. That's continued bearish movements. So obviously we have a pretty high resistance here. This triple top. Price hit this, boom, one, came back down, crashing back down, up, hit it twice, came crashing back down, hit it 3 times, right? And that was from December all the way to early November. So late December all the way to early November. For 2 months, price didn't want to go past this 345 level, and that's not really typical for these major stocks that are always a lot of times on the upside. To hit these price levels, this resistance, and not want to pass it. So with this price action, and obviously a lot of other indicators that the market might be reversing, like economic indicators like targets or expected numbers not getting hit, you can keep your eye on that, but the true value is the price. So this we would have known to got puts in here, because what did it do? Not break that resistance again. Actually, it was going like this, didn't break, and we would have got puts here, swings down to the downside, okay? And then as soon as you see this support, right? Because you buy up here. See how it found support? This is when you would buy a put, and then you would sell it once it finds support, right? That resistance to support, and you would sell it, right? And after, what happens when it finds support? It goes back up. It goes back up. So now it's all the way at 323, right? And then the next day it came crashing down again. It found support, right? Boom, found support. And what did it do? From this high to this low, it went up into this golden range right here, and then boom, crashed down more. Crashed down more. So it crashed down more, and then it found support. Really, it crashed down and came back up on that day, but it found support here. And what did it do? It reversed. So this is where you would once again look for it to find resistance. Find resistance. It didn't want to pass this resistance here. See how this is a resistance here? It didn't want to pass it. Boom. Puts down to the downside. Down to the downside, found support, came up. You sell. Didn't want to pass this. There's no buying pressure. See, when it starts reversing back up to the upside, there's no clear buying pressure. There's only large selling pressure, but no clear buying pressure. So this goes back up, there's no buying pressure, and then boom, immediately back down with the selling pressure, right? And then you see, and it's also the lower lows. So like this, like here, boom, low, and it comes back up, and then it's a lower low, and then it comes back up, and then it's a lower low, and then it comes back up, and it's a lower low. And this right here, we came back up, and it's not breaking that high. See, boom, lower low, it didn't break that high. Not breaking highs, boom, nope, didn't break that high, but it's going lower. So that's how you know it's bearish. And then this movement right here, see, there was some buying pressure, but it went right back up to this old resistance right here. Old resistance. And it, for 5 whole trading days, it didn't break that resistance. It tapped it 5 days in a row pretty much. And then what happened? Boom, selling pressure down to the downside, all the way back down, eventually to boom, a new lower low. And then we hit that lower low, and we came back to the upside, and we didn't want to pass this. Once again, this is be our resistance. It didn't want to pass that resistance, and then boom, what's happening? Selling pressure down to the downside again. I hope this is making sense, and you're able to see what's going on and how you're able to find your resistances and enter off your resistances down to the downside in bearish ranges. So once again, boom, comes up, finds resistance, selling pressure. Selling pressure. And you want to wait for confirmation. Like, we wouldn't have necessarily gone in on this day. We would have got selling on this way. Why? Because it broke this level right here. It broke this level, so it was definitely going to go down. So, and like on here, once it boomed back up, we would have sold here. Came back up, we would have waited for resistance. Resistance held. But then what happened on this day? We wouldn't have bought puts on this day. We would have bought puts on these days because price was confirming down to the downside. Price was moving down to the downside. We wouldn't really want to buy when it's still at resistance because it could be moving up or just moving sideways. You want to confirm down. Once it confirms, that's when you buy puts. You don't chase it. You wait for a clear entry, a nice entry level, and then you get it down to the downside. But let's continue. Bunch of selling pressure. I just wanted you to get this in your mind. Selling, support, high, selling, support, high, didn't break that high. The low, new, boom, new low, boom, up, support, up, didn't break that high, and then boom, selling again. So these are pretty simple plays like that you could get in these bearish ranges to the downside. And then eventually we bottom out and then we reverse back up to the upside. So I hope that you can see that and that makes it clear for you. I'll quickly go over Amazon and how when Amazon was a bearish range because that was a bit more steep. But like same here, you see this resistance that we had in July and August 2021, it hit it and then it came selling down. So that was a good indication right here that it came back up, boom, selling down. Didn't want to pass this resistance. It was kind of like up down right here. But then this level right here, this was a strong resistance. If we didn't break up this was going to come down, right? So it actually just tapped it really quickly and then just came selling pressure. We would have waited for for a reversal, which did happen. It come back up and then we would have waited for price like here. We would have waited for price to drop, boom, and then we would have got puts down to the downside, right? And then it came back up, and then boom, puts down to the downside, right? So that's really pretty much what you could find. You could find that all day. Just go in your charts and just look at where resistance is, and then how it breaks that support. So like it's at resistance, then it comes down shooting off that resistance, and then you get puts in to come to the downside, and then you sell when it starts holding support, because when it hits support it'll go up, and then you would buy when it finds resistance again, and then it'll go down. So that's how you pretty much find trades in the bearish range. I hope that helped everybody out there. Just go through a lot of these stocks, these main option stocks like Amazon, Meta, Google, Microsoft, AMD, right? AMD was looking pretty good with that through December 2021 through October 2022 as well. So just look for that and you'll be able to find a lot of things. So if that helped you, just drop a like and subscribe, and I'll keep you updated with more content. Thank you.